Okay, hey, welcome to our first USA Shooting Periscope for 10-9 Day. Today we have McKenna Dahl. She is on our Paralympic National Team. And we have Michael Liuzza. He's a resident athlete here at the Olympic Training Center and on our development team. And today they are going to talk with you about Olympic and Paralympic Shooting 101. So this is kind of an intro to what they do day in and day out. So if you have questions, please be sure to send them in so we can have our fine athletes here come in, answer your questions. So, you guys want to kick it off? Tell us what you do.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm Michael Liuzza. I shoot men's rifle events, so that's 50-meter prone, 50-meter three position, and 10-meter air rifle. An air rifle is a 17 caliber pellet, and the 50-meter event, so small bore, is a 22 caliber rimfire cartridge.
That's exciting.
It is. Very.
I'm McKenna Dahl, National Paralympic Team. I just got back from Australia about 2 weeks ago. I shoot air rifle, standing and prone out of my wheelchair. Yeah.
So it looks like we have our first question, and it is, for each of you, what was the first gun you owned?
The first gun that I owned, or like that my parents bought and then I shot?
What was your first gun, I guess, is the question.
I think a Ruger 1022. Yeah.
All right. McKenna?
Probably just a BB gun is what I started out with.
Okay. And thank you to whomever said, you know, God bless you from Alabama.
South. Yeah.
And thanks. Yeah, hopefully they will see you in Rio as well.
That would be the goal. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
So how about, how many events are there in Olympic and Paralympic shooting? Mike, you want to start?
All right, so Olympic shooting, there are 15 events, 5 rifle, 5 shotgun, and 5 pistol. Men have 3 events in rifle, women have 2. Men also have 3 events in shotgun, where women also have 2. And in pistol, they have men's rapid fire, men's 10-meter air pistol, and men's free pistol, and then women's sport pistol and women's air pistol. Sorry.
Okay. We're getting a lot of questions now, and we'll try to keep up. Thank you so much. One of the questions we got is, what has been the best competition of your career?
Probably the best one of mine was World Championships in August of 2014. It was my first World Championships competition, and I actually earned the first quota slot for the Paralympic team.
Nice.
I don't know, there are a couple. I would say, as far as ranking wise, they had a junior match in Seoul, Germany, where I got a silver and men's prone. That was pretty cool. World Championships in 2010 was also a pretty fun event for juniors too.
Okay. Another question we just got is, how did you get into competition?
I started at a camp for disabled kids up in Washington State, where I'm originally from. And when you turn 12, the whole group gets to go shooting for a day. And I got to start with my best friend, very competitive with each other. And the camp director saw how much I loved it and invited me to shoot an NRA sectional he was hosting. And that put me in contact with the National Paralympic coach, Bob Both.
Okay, Mike?
My dad and his friend took me to a range and we shot pistols, like 22 pistols. Then I just decided I liked it, so I got into high power and long range shooting. And then my dad's friend told me, you know, you can go to college, go to the Olympics if you do, you know, small bore and air rifles. So I did that.
Okay. Another question we got: what has been the biggest inspiration to you in shooting?
Just watch an Olympic final and shooting. I mean, that's awesome. You know, you want to be there.
Okay.
Watching the opening ceremonies and the walkthrough for all of the Paralympic and Olympic Games. I'd love to be able to represent my country at the Games, so it's really inspiring to watch other people do it.
Okay, another question we got: how often do you train?
I train 5 or 6 days a week, at least 4 hours.
Depending on the event, my training plan, usually it's about 5 days a week in one gun, and then, you know, if I'm, you know, working towards one gun, then I'll do heavy side on that and then light side on the other events.
Okay. Well, someone asked if this is gonna shooting's gonna be televised at the Olympics, but I guess we'll just have to wait to see on that. It says, one of the questions we got: will you be at the Olympic Training Center for trials?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both.
Well, we have so many parts that go into our Olympic trials. It's different if you're doing small bore, if you're doing air guns, so there are different parts for that.
We will both be here, though.
Yes.
But they will both be here, yes. How about, what do you do outside of training on your gun on the range? What else do you do to get better at the sport?
We have sports psych on complex that are available for us to work with, and we also I work with trainers 3 days a week to strengthen everything, and that helps shooting a ton.
Yeah, sports psych, nutrition, trainers, try to do some aerobic activity twice a week on top of the lifting with the trainers.
Yep.
So, just staying active.
Okay, one of the questions we've received is, what do you like about shooting?
That's a loaded question. No pun intended, but there's just so much. I mean, it's challenging. There's something new every day to work on, and that never changes. You're never perfect, so you always have something to push yourself to do.
I love how competitive you can be with yourself. It's really an individual sport, so it's about improving yourself to become better.
And someone asked, what have you learned about the shooting sports? It feels like you guys learn something new every day.
Man, I mean, anything. It depends on, what you're working on, what path you take. Every day you learn something new. And that's the point of coming in, to learn more, to get better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yes, if any of you are here at the Olympic Training Center and you see Mike or McKenna, yes, they are very approachable for asking questions about shooting.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
So one of the questions we received is, how do you prepare mentally for a match?
Oh. So, you come up with a good training plan, you train smart, train hard, and all the work that you put into the training should help build your confidence, and you shoot other smaller matches to prepare yourself for the big one, and that'll help build confidence along the way. So it's a process. It's not something you do overnight.
Yeah, you gotta trust your training and trust that you know how to do this.
Okay. Someone has asked, how do you prepare nutrition-wise before a match?
Okay, yeah. So I'm actually working on that right now. I approach a nutritionist, ask, what should I eat? And long story short, you track your diet. You don't want to, eat too much sugar, but you don't want your blood sugar to be too low. So you need enough energy to make it through the match, and then usually, you can have a snack or something before the final. Nothing crazy. Keep a really balanced diet, and then outside of shooting, just try to be as healthy as you can.
I definitely try and keep the same pre-match meal before I shoot, just to try and keep that consistency in there.
Okay, and you know what? I don't know if they have any correlation between the undergarments they wear for a specific match, but I think every shooter has their superstition.
No lucky jock straps.
No. Someone asked if you guys were single.
Nope.
There you go. Here's a good question. I've been told a lot of different definitions of shooting. What is your definition of shooting sports?
Well, taking a firearm of any sort, you generally have a target, you have to have that, and then just working at hitting it over and over again. So in our case, if you have the 50-meter target, you have a dime-sized 10 ring at 50 meters that you're trying to hit over and over.
It sounds it's hard to describe shooting. I love the sport though.
Okay, well, you are watching Olympic and Paralympic Shooting 101 with, you've got McKenna Dahl on the right in red and Mike Liuzza in blue on, well, I guess the other way around. Switch that, reverse it. So we're going to be wrapping up here shortly and coming up with our second topic. Do we have any more questions for our shooters? Yes, safety is always a very, very important thing for our shooters.
Yep.
You guys want to talk about that?
Always keep it pointed in a safe direction. The basic NRA rules: keep it pointed in a safe direction, keep your firearm unloaded until you're ready to shoot, and keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot.
Yep, absolutely.
How about, do you guys participate in other shooting sports outside maybe your specific events?
I enjoy shooting recreationally, but competition-wise, I only do the Paralympic style.
Like I said earlier, I got involved through high power, so I did service rifle and across the course, and I also did long range and Palma. So I still try to do that whenever I can, which is not that often.
Okay, and thank you all so much for all of the questions. Trying to keep up with them, but we are running out of time. Here's a good question. How do you deal with the nerves?
Really, you build up your confidence, and then whenever you have the training opportunities like training finals into the smaller matches, you come up with plans to deal with that. Generally, it's, relax, focus on your shot, keep your process consistent, just trust that it's going to be there. Even though your hold might not be as good, trust it, and don't give up on the shot and follow through.
If I get nervous during a match, I try to pick one process to focus on, and usually that's follow through, because when I get nervous I tend to come off the gun really fast. So it helps calm me down when I know that I have one thing to focus on and one thing to do well, because I know that my process is there. I just need to calm down and remember it. So.
All right, well, thank you both so much for talking with all of our folks here. We're going to have Mike coming up once again, and then also Amanda Furr joining him to talk about why we are a sport. So thank you so much for tuning in, and please have a great 10-9 day. Keep those questions coming, and we'll see you for the next section in a few minutes.